Aliens?
Aliens.
Yes.
But maybe no. Welcome to the show! Aliens, yes, but maybe no, with Josh and Travis. I'm Travis.
I'm Josh.
And this is an otherworldly podcast as ambiguous as our title, even though our title is... No, it's ambiguous.
Kinda.
Because we're like, alien, yes, but maybe no.
What does it mean?
Like, it's indecisive.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Do they believe or don't they?
Yeah, or are they maybe?
Yeah, I was thinking if we ever go to like a conference and we tell people what our podcast name is, they might get upset because it could mean no, and they're going to be hardcore believers.
Well, I don't know. When I talk to people about our show, they think it's very funny, the title.
That's good.
And I think that's how most people approach this the way we do, which is like with a sense of humor and curiosity.
They're not like, well, why is there a no? It should just be maybe yes.
Well, why would a maybe be there? It should just be aliens, yes.
Yeah, it's just aliens, yes.
It should just be called aliens. Yeah, why you're wasting all that time.
That's true. What did we talk about last week?
Oh, I know what we talked about last time.
I do too.
Balls.
Balls.
Never forget.
Yeah, space balls.
Mm-hmm. Balls in space. Yeah.
Mystery spheres. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just hearing about some of these weird spheres that have been showing up and doing weird things. I've heard about them, but I never looked into it. And now I know. And now I can talk about it.
And then probably forget about it.
I know.
So what are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about nuclear aliens.
Incursions.
Yes.
Not just nuclear aliens.
Nuclear.
There you go. What a callback. Bush 2 called it nuclear.
Did he?
Yeah. But I think that's how everybody was pronouncing it. Now, who cares? Like, nobody's correcting anybody saying ridiculous things.
Yeah. Any people that corrected me, I just kind of pushed them out of my life, which is why I'm real dumb.
How am I still in your life? I correct you all the time.
You won't leave. No, I like being corrected. So if you guys want to correct me, message us.
Sure.
We'll take it. Nuclear UFO incursions. That's what we're talking about today.
Correctamundo.
We watched a handful of videos and podcasts.
If it's out there, we watched it or listened to it. Maybe not in its entirety, but we acknowledge it existed with our ears.
Yeah, we get it. There's some weird stuff going on.
We get it.
Let's dive into it. I wouldn't say we're going to dive.
What are you afraid of?
Well,
why are you afraid to just get into it?
No, we're going to walk up to our nipples. I don't want it to hit my armpits. It's going to be too uncomfy.
Up to my neck.
Oh, geez.
Mm-hmm.
You're braver than I am.
I'm very brave.
You are so brave.
I know. That's what everybody keeps telling me. But I'm like, and smart and handsome. And they're like,
let's stick with
no.
brave.
We'll start with brave. How about that?
Yeah. So when you think about where you'd expect to see UFOs, you'd probably picture the ocean or maybe a remote desert or a place where military tests new gadgets, right?
The sky, maybe?
Well, they're going to be in the sky most of
Ocean.
the time. Yeah.
If you're going to say ocean.
But when you think of like location wise, where they're going to be,
the sky is a location.
There's one kind of place they absolutely shouldn't be, and that's near nuclear power plants and our weapon sites.
Or kids.
Or kids. Protect the children. So our nuclear power plants and our weapon sites are spots where everything is designed to be fail-safe, built to handle a war, sabotage, and withstand any human mistakes. Yet, for decades, there's been a strange, persistent pattern all over the world. UAPs and UFOs keep popping up near nuclear missile silos, weapon storage facilities, and research labs. Sometimes people just spot them. Other times, they're actively tracked on radar. And every so often, their appearance coincides with equipment mysteriously failing, and we can do nothing to stop them showing up. The people reporting these incidents are highly credible military personnel, missile launch officers, security guards, radar operators, and engineers. Their entire job is to know what's in the sky and to identify any threat. So why are these UFOs so consistently drawn to our most powerful and destructive technology? Whatever they are they just watching us? Trying to send a warning, actively causing trouble, or simply just flying through?
What do you think?
Right
off the top, what do you think?
I think they're watching us. I don't think they're trying to cause trouble.
You don't think they're flexing?
I mean, maybe a little bit. But I mean, wouldn't you if you had that kind of tech?
I flex all the time.
Yeah.
Like my giant muscles? Yeah, I'm always flexing. I do that move that like Hulk Hogan does, or more like Macho Man Randy Savage. It looks like a dab.
Yeah, I do see you do that a lot.
I'm going to do it right now.
Oh, your shirt just ripped.
I know. Uh-oh.
That's crazy.
Good thing this is an audio podcast. Would have made all the viewers pregnant.
Well, I screen captured it, so.
Oh, boy. Get ready.
So what do you think? Do you think they're causing trouble, just passing through? I mean, obviously, some of them are not passing through because they're sticking around.
Sticking around, like the killer clowns from outer space. They might just be passing through. They're just stopping at Earth for a little snack. Recharge, keep going. Who knows how long they've got to go?
Yeah, this could be a tourist stop.
Or just the last place to fill up before a lot of nothing.
Yeah, they fill up on the
blood,
the nukes. Oh, geez.
Huh? You turn into cotton candy? Yeah, like killer clowns?
No one's seen that movie.
Hit us up in the comments if you've seen that movie. It defined my whole idea of what an alien is.
Your whole clown identity?
And my clown identity, yep.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Cold War. Let's do some history, okay?
Yeah.
So during the Cold War, nuclear weapons weren't just powerful, they were the key to national survival. Both the US and the Soviet Union banked on mutually assured destruction using their intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs. The concept was straightforward. If one side fired, the other would always be able to hit back. I don't know if you remember that, Josh, but like that was a, pretty scary time. Cold War.
Yeah, I was not around.
80s.
Yeah.
All right, but the whole idea falls apart if your missile systems aren't reliable, secure, and totally under human control, right? So this mutually assured destruction idea, which I don't know, it's like a suicide pact we had with them. Like if you fire at us, we'll fire back at you and we'll all die. So that's somehow going to keep the peace.
You hit me, we hit you.
Yeah, and so like you had to make sure that your shit was tight, right? Or else it was just the promise and you couldn't back it up.
Right.
This whole thing just it's a wild idea. Anyway, so missile launch facilities were built to be tough, able to survive natural disasters, power outages, sabotage, and even a nearby nuclear blast. They were heavily protected, isolated, buried deep underground, and run by super strict rules. Any weird, unexplained hiccup was a direct threat to global stability.
Yeah.
So when strange objects started showing up near these sites, and the systems start acting wonky, the stakes are way higher than just a little mystery.
I mean, if they can withstand disasters, power outages, sabotage, and a nuclear blast, yeah.
Imagine like an EMP hitting near one of these sites launched by Russia or the United States, and then immediately after a nuclear launch. It'd be pretty scary.
Yeah. So one of the first events when it comes to the alien, UFO, and nuclear bases was, how do you say this? Minot?
Minot?
Is it Minot? You punking me? You make me look dumb?
Did you call me punkin?
Okay, maybe.
90% sure it's Minot.
All right. So one of the first...
Hey, Josh.
What?
Don't ever fucking call me out again.
All right. Sorry. So one of the first times a UFO showed up near a nuke site was back in August 1966 at Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota. Minot had Minuteman I missiles.
That's a bit of a tongue twister if you get caught up in it.
Minot had Minuteman I missiles.
Mm-hmm.
My lips are tingling.
Yeah.
So the heavy hitters of the U.S. nuclear arsenal, that's what these missiles were. Later on, Robert Salas, who used to be an Air Force captain, said an unidentified object was just hovering over the missile silos there. What makes Minot a big deal isn't that it was a huge dramatic news story. It wasn't. The important part is that it started a trend. Weird stuff flying around right over our active nuclear missile launch sites. Weird stuff, wrong place. At the time, this incident totally flew under the radar, but it ended up being a classic early example of something that would keep happening at other missile bases.
Uh-oh. Other missile bases? That sounds bad.
Yeah.
So, Josh, as I so eloquently alluded to, there are other missile bases, Air Force bases.
I alluded to that.
So Malmstrom Air Force Base in 1967. That's where we're at. Get that in your head.
I'm there.
So if Minot was a warning sign, Malmstrom was a full-blown alarm. On the morning of March 16th, 1967, missile crews at Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana were sitting in their underground launch control facilities. They were in charge of Minuteman I missiles scattered across several launch sites. Security guards above ground started reporting weird lights in the sky. Soon after, a guard at the Oscar Flight Launch Facility reported a glowing red thing hovering right outside the front gate. He was clearly freaked out and had ordered other guards outside with their guns ready. Okay? Tighten up.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Tighten up. Get out there. While this was being reported below, something totally unexpected happened. The missiles started failing.
Ooh.
Not what you want.
If I was in the room, that's what sound I would make. Ooh. Aye.
Uh-oh. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
One after another, their guidance and control systems flipped to a no-go status, meaning the missiles couldn't be launched. At Oscar flight, 6 to 8 missiles went dead almost instantly.
Jeez.
Then word came from the command post. The same thing had happened at Echo Flight, a completely separate missile squadron, about 50 to 60 miles away. All 10 of their missiles were down. Security and maintenance teams at Echo Flight also reported seeing unknown objects floating right over the missile silos. In total, up to 20 nuclear missiles were suddenly knocked out of commission. 20!
Yeah, that's a ridiculous amount, especially hearing some of these guys talk, saying that rarely one would have some kind of weird thing, but it wasn't disastrous like this.
20.
Having almost all of them.
Well, a lot of them.
A lot of them, yeah.
A lot. I'm sure there's way more than 20. If you're going to have like mutually assured destruction, you're going to need...
Well, they're spread all around.
Yeah, but like in this one place, sure. 20 missiles, though. Nuclear missiles. Keep that in mind. These are powerful.
That could destroy continents.
Yeah. It would destroy my incontinence. I would be crapping my pants.
And no one would even notice because they'd be too freaked out.
They would, well, and yeah.
Is poop that powerful that it could overcome? Like if you farted really loud and this is happening, would everyone stop and be like, oh, someone just farted? And momentarily forget?
And then they make fun of you. They'd be like, haha, you farted.
Yeah.
This terrible thing has happened and you lost control of your butt. What an idiot.
I feel dumb making a podcast and talking about farts. So let's move on.
What? This is like, what?
I brought it up and now I'm ending it.
Okay. So they looked into power surges, weather, and known technical problems, but ruled them all out. Strategic Air Command sent messages expressing grave concern over the mysterious loss of missile capability. Grave concern seems like
an understatement.
Well, I mean, grave, like dead. That's
dead.
Pretty good. I think.
I mean, beyond grave concern is what I would have said.
Yeah. And then just as quickly as it started, the investigation stopped. Missile officers had to sign non-disclosure agreements. No final engineering report was ever written. No follow-up debriefings were held. The crews involved were never told what caused the shutdowns. Whatever went down that morning was serious enough to alarm top brass, but sensitive enough to totally disappear.
That's weird.
Hopefully they got the guy that crapped his pants.
Oh, I'm sure.
Hopefully that was included in what disappeared.
That's all that is reported on.
Yeah. That's it.
You can talk about the guy that pooped his pants.
Yeah, they're like, but why did he poop his pants? They're like, well, we can't talk about that. And we're like,
He just did it. It was weird.
He just pooped his pants in like the middle of what, the day?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, so obviously, I don't know if it's obvious, but it seems as though there was something known. So the investigation stops immediately. They had to sign non-disclosures. It seems as though it was shut down quick, which makes me think someone wanted something silenced.
We want to control all of the information that's out there, right?
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is just to stop it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's why I don't let my kids talk. Because I know once they do.
I know I've never heard your kids talk ever.
Yeah, I tell them not to.
They're very well behaved.
I said, Travis is coming over. Don't you dare say a word.
Children can be seen, but not heard.
Mm-hmm. And they know that.
Uh-huh.
So that was the U.S. side. Now we're going to get to the Soviet side, the Ukrainian SSR. So on October 4th, 1982, military folks across several Soviet units in what is now Ukraine reported some seriously strange stuff in the sky for hours. Officers of all ranks talked about glowing objects, formations of lights, things changing shape, and even their vehicles acting up, like their steering wheels vibrating. So at 9:37 p.m., Major Katzman, who commanded military comms equipment, logged a pretty big deal. He documented that all the displays on a comms machine designated, I don't know what that is. What's that backwards E?
Designated A redacted. Just beep it out, Josh.
Okay. Designated suddenly lit up for no reason. Control codes started popping up without anyone touching the controls, suggesting that a huge electrical jolt had messed with the system. Years later, investigative journalist George Knapp claimed that those who gave him the Soviet documents he got a hold of described an even scarier situation. And we know that George Knapp got these documents and brought them to the United States in the last congressional hearing, the 2025 hearing. I don't know if that was news before, if anyone knew that, but that was a surprise to me. It was like, oh, not only is he handsome and cool, but he's also a badass.
This was like, during Perestroika, as the Soviet Union was falling apart.
Right. There's this weird little gap, and he describes it really well. We'll drop a video where he describes that in the show notes. But yeah, there's this little gap of time where he felt it was safe enough to go over there, and there was kind of a short release of all government information.
Right. Well, he was communicating with some Russian agents over there back and forth, and it wasn't like he just showed up. It was like, oh, I see an opportune time. Like, he was very safe about it. And he was told, okay, if you want to come over, they're trying to be as transparent about what they have as possible. This is really the best, maybe the only time for you to come over. And so he's like, okay, I'm on my way.
Yeah, and he didn't really even know what he had because he said he can't read Russian. So he didn't really know what he had until he got it translated, which is crazy. So he got a hold of these. The people that gave them to him described something even scarier. Launch control systems at a Soviet ICBM base allegedly started activating, not shutting down like ours, but turning on. And the crew couldn't shut them down until the unidentified objects flew away. So no matter which way you look at it, a nuclear-armed country was experiencing a bizarre technological interference at a moment when a simple mix-up could have set off a global disaster. Because if they accidentally shot theirs or something happened with us, like right when we shut ours off, they would retaliate.
Yep.
And vice versa. Ugh.
Yeah, it was almost like, what do they call it? Dead man's trigger. You have somebody who holds their finger down on a bomb, and as soon as they die or get shot, their finger gets released, and then that blows up or sets the bomb off. That's basically what this is. As soon as the launch was set here, it would immediately get set over there and vice versa.
That's wild, though, that it turned on, like it activated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because when I think of, it's probably fake, but when I think of a nuclear site, I think of like the two keys. You have to flip the lid, put the two keys on.
And they're like on the opposite side of a room, so it can't be
one person.
Yep. Even if one person has two keys,
right,
they can't physically do that.
And I don't know if that's accurate. I think most people have not seen inside a nuclear site.
Mm-hmm.
But something being activated, that would be way scarier than it shutting down, which shutting down would be scary too.
Yeah.
Man, spooky. And we wouldn't have this information if it wasn't for George Knapp.
GK.
Yeah.
So, in the 2000s and 2010s, UAP encounters increasingly involved advanced aircraft, restricted training ranges, and naval strike groups. And while missiles weren't shutting down, the pattern of intrusion into sensitive airspace continued, but this time with coordinated drones. So since 2018, Los Alamos National Laboratory, one of the most critical nuclear weapons research facilities in the United States, has dealt with persistent, unauthorized aerial incursions and has publicly acknowledged detecting drones repeatedly entering its restricted airspace. What?
That's crazy.
Do I need to read that again? That's wild. They have persistent, unauthorized aerial incursions and the publicly acknowledged detecting drones repeatedly entering its restricted airspace. What?
Yeah.
What is going on over there?
I imagine some of it is just curious people, like trying to get away with something. But those get shut down pretty quick. But some of these, I think they're not doing anything with it because they don't know what they are.
So the lab, Los Alamos National Lab, they use anti-drone tech and have federal permission to mess with, grab, or destroy any drones that look like a threat if they can do so.
Yeah.
And then if you show up and you're like, hey man, I think I lost my drone over there.
Come at drone back.
It fell on your side of the fence. Can you just go and get it for me? Do you think they get arrested?
Yeah. Or fined.
Probably, yeah. So in December 2025, Los Alamos issued a public warning reminding drone operators that the airspace over the lab is protected and violations could result in severe penalties.
Yeah. Don't do it. If you're thinking about doing it, don't.
Do you think that stopped anybody from flying drones over there, though? They're just like, please don't do it.
Yeah. Don't look what we're doing.
Yeah.
I imagine the people that are going to do it are just going to do it.
Yep. Unexplained drone incursions like these haven't just popped up around sensitive military and nuclear adjacent sites in the U.S. They've been reported in other countries too, Josh.
Yeah, they have. It's been going on in the UK like crazy.
Hey, you're stepping on my part. Just take it easy.
No, I'm just saying, I mean, that's been all over the news.
So, Josh, take the United Kingdom, for example.
Mm-hmm.
The Ministry of Defense has openly acknowledged repeated drone swarms hovering over and near military bases, including spots linked to NATO's nuclear work. We're talking multiple drones flying in coordinated, sometimes nighttime patterns, just hanging out in restricted airspace for long stretches. British officials had to admit publicly that they couldn't figure out who was flying the drones or where they were coming from. France, Belgium, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway have all seen similar activity. Drones have been spotted over nuclear power plants and military facilities in numerous cases, and these flyovers kept happening even after security was ramped up. Even civilian life got messed up, with major airports having to shut down because of the incursions.
I mean, that happened with New Jersey.
Yeah, when all those drones just showed up there, and they were like, well, good thing we have Jersey Shore guys here to throw their gold chains at it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's drones the size of cars, pyramid shapes. I mean, all these weird things happening, and it feels like it just kind of dropped. And the governments in France, Belgium, Sweden, Norway, United Kingdom, they're all doing similar things that the United States did. Like, yeah, we don't know what it is. We don't know where they're coming from. It just feels as though they do.
Yeah.
And it's very, very odd. And they're not attacking it. If it was enemy, they would attack instantly. So they have to know that it is an enemy to not attack, right?
Sure.
I mean, if I was in power and there was alien crafts, I would not attack. I'm not going to potentially start a war with like
no, of course not.
An alien race.
Yeah, it's like you're not going to go out in the woods and then see a bear and you're just like, I'm going to go and punch that thing in the face.
Watch this.
Dumb bear out in its woods.
But the bear had lasers.
Yeah, but the bear, I mean, but like the fighting strength of a bear, I think is comparable in this situation. Like the bear would just absolutely destroy you.
Yes.
Yeah, but then if you were out there with a gun and a bear, and then the bear suddenly had like laser eyes and bazooka paws.
Yeah.
And you're just like, uh-oh, well, it's a war bear.
It just seems though they're treating us like we're stupid. They're like, yeah, we don't know what it is. We don't know.
I don't know. Because you say they like it's some big monolith, and I don't think that's the case. I think that some of this information is there, and some of these people probably don't know, and they're responding. I mean, this is controlled by so many different arms and agencies of the military.
Yeah.
Not everybody has access to all the information. And I think that works in their favor, is if they have this department here that, you know, just focuses on water stuff, and this here that focuses on this or whatever, and then this is international.
Yeah, it's too big.
And then they don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
Then yeah, they can say, I don't know. It's plausible deniability.
That's true.
Okay, so all of these nuclear incursions, all these sightings around nuclear facilities, they all have a pattern. Multiple drones, coordinated movement, restricted or sensitive locations, and official acknowledgement paired with unresolved attribution.
Boo.
Yeah, well, that's how it is. But here's the thing. These aren't the old Cold War stories about missiles going haywire or control panels lighting up on their own. Instead, they show something just as worrying. These things keep popping up in airspace where they really shouldn't be, like it's no big deal. Whatever these objects are, they're operating globally, across borders, and across defense systems designed by entirely different nations. And no one is standing up to say, yes, this is ours.
Yeah, that's the weird part too. And if it is an enemy with better tech than us, why would they? I mean, a lot of these encounters are happening nightly. They can basically say, oh, at this time, these things are going to show up. An enemy is doing that. They're not going to bring their tech and do that. You know, they're going to do a in and out flyover, not be noticed.
Sure.
Because they don't want their tech to be taken. And they want to be incognito, especially if they aren't announcing themselves.
I don't know that that's necessarily true. I don't think that they're all thinking, oh, if something bad happens, they're going to steal our tech. I think they're going to show up here and think there's no way they're getting our fucking tech. We're so advanced, we can bring whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
They're not going to do shit about it. Almost like, do something. Do something. I dare you.
It's wild. I also don't like the word swarm.
You don't?
Like, it's spooky.
It's too buggy.
Yeah, it is. And it makes it sound like a lot, which there are a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's true. It's really happening is bizarre. And we're not doing anything about it. Seems like there's a lot of that lately.
Yeah.
Just we have all this info and nothing's happening about it.
Yep. It's exactly it. No accountability whatsoever.
Yep.
And it's fucking bullshit.
It is.
It's fucking bullshit, dude.
Okay, so regardless of what or who is behind all these UAP sightings, they're not just random. They always seem to cluster around the same spots, places tied to our nuclear missile silos, weapons labs, and all that energy and infrastructure. This goes back decades, from Cold War stories about missiles shutting down to widespread drone incursions happening now. Something is definitely paying close attention. We just don't know who. Is it some secret government experiment? Foreign spy tech? Or is this the aliens? Yeah, I said it here first.
Uh-oh, you did. You said it here first. The first time we've ever brought up aliens.
Yep.
Or foreign spy tech. Or government experiments. Holy shit.
Yeah, everyone's just asleep. I don't know why they're not talking about this.
I hope the audience is prepared for it, since you dropped it at the end.
So do you think that the nuclear sites are actually being targeted? Or do you think that they're just so heavily watched that weird activity can't be ignored?
I don't think it's targeted. I just think it's, like I said earlier at the top of the show, that it's a flex. They're like, I can see you guys put a lot of time and effort into this.
I'm not touching you.
This is really powerful stuff. But like, look what we can do. We can fuck with it.
Well, and it could be that they are, I mean, I've heard the idea of they're keeping watch, making sure that we don't do something stupid.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we did something stupid that they would intervene. If that is the case, I don't know.
I guess it all depends on what something stupid looks like, because we're not a threat really to anybody outside of our own little solar system, right?
Right.
It'll take years and years and years for anything that we send here off planet to the outer edge of our immediate solar system. And the universe is so much bigger than that.
Unless, we are a big experiment and there's some big money in the alien cultures, it would be a bad investment if we killed ourselves.
Sure. It's just like the Hunger Games for aliens.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all being televised here, all of this dumb bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You think they have like sponsored humans down here? Like, oh, this one's really gonna take off. And that's how we get billionaires.
Oh. Mm-hmm. That would be interesting.
Because they're sponsored by aliens to succeed here. Think about it.
Maybe.
I'm just kidding. That's bullshit. I just totally made it up. I'm reading this book called Dungeon Crawler Carl, and that's basically the whole idea behind this is aliens coming in. If you're inside a building, then you're dead. The buildings all collapse. So if you're outside, you have now access to the dungeon, and you go down into the dungeon, and then it's just like,
damn,
like Dungeons and Dragons type thing. On the third floor, you get to pick a class, and then that changes your body. It's pretty cool. It's really funny. It's good. I'm on the 5th book. It's fun.
I was wondering why you were okay with that idea, because that was a stretch for me to say that. And you're just like, oh, yeah. And then this and this. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm basically just ripping off a book.
Well, you wouldn't be the first.
Like somebody else we covered.
Exactly. So I've mentioned that I think that this technology cannot exist with human. Like, this isn't human technology. You mentioned like, oh, it absolutely could be. Do you still believe that?
What are you talking about? What couldn't be?
That these drones, these things that can zip in and out and go into restricted areas.
Yeah, why not? Have you seen drone races before? Those things fucking cook.
Yeah, but these are things that are being picked up by radar and not being seen by our naked eye, or vice versa. We can see it, but it's not being picked up by radar. Some of those are zipping off into nowhere. They can go from 0 to 10,000 and just gone.
10,000? Nothing's going that fast.
Yeah.
No. Nothing is going 10,000 miles an hour. No way.
Mm-hmm. No, you've seen the videos. Some of these.
10,000 miles an hour?
Yeah.
That's like 4 times the sound barrier.
Yeah, and then they don't break the sound barrier.
That's impossible.
No, if you have control over gravity, or they're interdimensional, and then they have instantaneous acceleration. Like, there's all these, that's what's crazy. Like, I just don't think that humans have been able to get. I think we will at some point. So maybe these are future people. I don't know.
I think, why not? Why not? There's a lot of wild ass shit happening out there.
There is.
Who knows? And this could just be another one of those, we're hiding all of our secrets just in case, I don't know, some country decides to get a little wild, a little fast and loose with their own tech. So we want to make sure that their fail-safes, like we talked about, set up.
Or we could just go crazy batshit and say,
we're already getting that way.
The Earth that we know it is surrounded by an ice wall, and our plan is actually 400 times bigger than we were told, and we are sanctioned off.
No, that's not.
I go down rabbit holes, man, online.
Yeah,
it's
you
fun.
sure do. There's no way. That's not a thing. And even if it were, okay, fine. Whatever. That's insane. But
That'd be
we
awesome.
have actual photographs of our Earth. We've had people go into space and look at. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. We're squashing that right now. But what I can't understand is that we live on a planet where we are so worried about what other people are going to do, like destroy us. And we're so focused on these weapons, how to hurt other people, instead of focusing on how to heal people. We have kids that die of cancer.
Yeah.
Millions of kids that die of cancer every year. And we're not doing shit about it. We have adults that die of cancer. Cancer is like a thing that we could actually, we have it within our power to treat. And instead we're not doing that.
Yeah. 1 year of the military funding, we'd be able to
Something like
solve that.
Yes. I mean, we're spending trillions of dollars
on
the military, and we're not spending anything on people here that live. We have the town that I live in has a very serious unhoused population, and a lot of them are veterans. These are people that have signed up and have been a part of that $1 trillion deal, that we've all decided was okay, that deal to make. Like, we're going to give the military all this money. And then as soon as they've served, they're like, I don't fucking care. I don't care who you are. Live on the street. What was your name again? Who knows? Who cares? Who can remember?
Well, that's a huge problem with the veterans. I mean, it's huge.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my problem, is we're putting the money in the wrong place. And we have been for a very long time. We're so worried about security and we forget about health. We forget about taking care of each other.
You think aliens, yes, then?
What? I have always said aliens, yes.
You think these are aliens? Or do you think it's foreign spies?
No, I've always said that there's aliens. That was never in question.
But this,
sure, why not?
Whoa. I don't know. I really don't know if we're going to do the aliens, yes, but maybe no.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
I don't know.
Especially with drones. Maybe some of those earlier ones. Yeah, I definitely think that it might be aliens, but some of these drone things, I just don't know. I mean, is a drone just...
What is a drone?
A UFO? A UAP?
Yeah.
Is that how they move? Just seems odd.
Or is that just because the noise they make?
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think it's bizarre. And kind of going off of what I was saying about, why are we not attacking them? That makes sense that they don't want to cause an intergalactic war.
Yeah.
If it were an enemy, they would attack. If it was civilian, they would attack. Unless it's their own, but they wouldn't do that to themselves. And then some of these older ones, it's not, that tech didn't exist at all in the 60s. So I'm saying, like, I'm at 90% aliens, that these are all, not all, but these are alien incidents.
Sure. You're getting me on a rare day. Sure. Fuck it. They're aliens.
I don't like how you said that.
I don't care. You got what you wanted.
Yeah, but
just accept it and let's move on.
It doesn't have any zip.
It's not satisfying, is it?
No, it isn't. I don't like this.
You wanted this big mind-blowing thing to have happened, and it was just like, this is how it was always going to happen, Josh. I'd just be like, yep, okay.
Damn it.
That's how it was always going to be.
Now I regret everything.
Good.
Well, let us know what you guys think. Send us fan mail. We'll have the link in our show notes. It says text us.
As per usual.
Tell your friends about us.
Please, God.
That's actually the best way you can support us, is just tell other people.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. We do have a fan mail.
Oh man, I had something queued up just in case we didn't. So.
Oh, did you?
It's too bad. I guess I'll have to save it.
Yeah, so if you guys want your fan mail or anything read, get a hold of us. We'll do it.
And you don't want us to go off. Go off, Queens. Like I was about some niche thing that we're interested in.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, make sure you send in fan mail, or else we will do exactly that.
Yeah, we'll fill in the space with our own interests.
Yep.
That are not alien related.
Yep. We have to pay for the space anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to fill it up.
So this one says, still loving the show, guys. It's a lot of fun to listen.
Who's this from?
This is Jeremy.
Fucking Corbell?
Maybe. Maybe.
Well, that it is now.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Probably not, but yeah.
Jeremy Corbell, yes, but maybe no.
Maybe, no. Yeah. It says, still loving the show, guys. It's a lot of fun to listen to you guys learn as the show goes on. I demand a deeper dive into Antarctica. Such a fun episode and barely scratched the surface. I'd be down with that.
Sure.
Such a fun episode, and also just finished Indrid Cold. Josh was lying. Mega is not in fact, the highest fan on Crunchyroll. It's Ultra or Ultimate, but close enough. Keep up the good work, guys.
Well, he got you.
So it is Ultra.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you.
That's the tippy top. God, fine.
I know we're not supposed to pick our favorite fans, but I think Jeremy's my favorite.
Oh my God.
fan.
Jeremy Corbell is your favorite?
Yeah. I called it first.
All right. Well, that just leaves us for our sneak peek baseline quiz for next week's topic.
Oh, boy. Oh, I don't have one. So I guess we don't do a quiz this week?
No, hold on. Oh, it's sent. All right.
Shit.
Next week's topic.
Oh, shit. This is like, this is fun. This is like the thing that like a lot of superhero movies end with like a big blue beam. Spoiler alert.
Project Bluebeam.
Yeah. Blue beam.
This is the topic we're going to be talking about next episode. I've heard of this name, Project Bluebeam.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. So, yeah, we'll start the quiz. This is just so you guys know that we don't really know what we're talking about. We are truly learning as we are going on.
Yeah.
So, first question, who originally wrote of Project Bluebeam?
You're saying beam, right? Not bean.
Beam.
Beam.
Beam with an M. Does it sound like I'm saying bean?
Yep.
Well, just imagine I'm saying beam.
Imagine.
Just imagine.
Every time Josh says fart sound, imagine he's saying beam.
Okay. So who originally
that is.
who originally wrote of Project Bluebeam?
Imagine I'm saying beam. Oh my God.
Is it A, Serge Monast, B, Lou Elizondo, C, Benjamin Franklin? Oh, I'd be so mad. Or D, Dr. Stephen Greer?
You'd be mad if Benjamin Franklin wrote about Project Bluebeam?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's not the answer.
Do you think Serge Monast is a real name, or is that like...
She just typed in a bunch of letters randomly?
Well, or it's just like if someone were to prank call you and ask for Serge Monast, it would be like, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Is it a prank name?
Like a Bart Simpson calling the bar?
Yeah, our listeners just losing their mind right now because I keep saying Serge Monast.
Could be. I'm going to say Dr. Stephen Greer.
Okay.
That's going to be my answer. What do you think?
You know what I'm going to say.
Serge Monast.
Yeah.
Is that
Serge
what you're going to say?
I want to say my BF, Ben Franklin.
Okay.
But I'm going to go Serge Monast. I'm doubling down.
I hope we're pronouncing that incorrectly. That'd be really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one. Which two entities are at the helm of Project Bluebeam? A, NATO and the IMF. Acronyms, man. B, NASA and the UN. C, the CIA and the Vatican. Whoa. Or D, the FBI and the MIB. Whoa. I have no idea. I don't even know what Project Bluebeam is.
I'm going to say the CIA and the Vatican.
Do you truly think that, or are you just doing the craziest answer?
Nope. I truly think that.
I'm going to do NASA and the UN. It's just a guess. All right. So next one. What is the goal of the project? Is it A, to prepare people of Earth for alien visitors? B, to overthrow the U.S. government in favor of a military state?
Uh-oh.
Yeesh. C, to hybridize humans with extraterrestrial DNA? Or D, to usher in a new world order? I don't know. I like to prepare people for Earth.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I'm going to say prepare people of Earth for alien visitors.
I just don't like the other ones. New World Order is bad.
Yeah, the other ones are icky.
To hybridize us, I mean, that could be kind of cool, but like the process to get there would be pretty horrific, I think.
Yeah, and I'd like to have a say in it. You know?
I mean, that's how it starts, is probably volunteer. And then when you don't get enough volunteers, then it becomes a draft. And then it's like a lottery and they call your name and then you have to go and do it. Jerk off into a cup or whatever.
I don't like it.
I'm sure that's as invasive as it is, right?
I don't know.
That's all they want. It's just your DNA. They take some blood samples, you jerk off into a cup.
I was thinking just the water or spores, big spores flying around. I don't know.
Big spore, huh? It's always big spore and big pharma. Always fucking it up.
Yep. All right, next one. Project Bluebeam is a fourfold mandate. Which of the following is not part of it? A, abolition of traditional religions. B, mandatory global cryptocurrency adoption.
Oh boy.
C, destruction of national pride. Or D, dissolution of the nuclear family.
So we're picking which one is not. So which one is not part of this mandate?
Oh my gosh. So Project Bluebeam is not sounding very good so far.
Sounds real bad. Don't do it.
Yeah. Real bad don't.
What's the least?
I mean, national pride?
Sure, but is that that's not happening right now.
No, I don't.
I think abolition. Okay, so which one is not part of it?
Oh man, this is throwing me for. I'm gonna say
destruction of national pride. I would say it's not part of it because I think that xenophobia
is part of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say mandatory. No, I'm gonna say abolition of traditional religions. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
You said the national pride?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with national pride.
Okay, next one. Phase 1 includes plans to A, fake a worldwide pandemic, B, hijack TV and radio stations, C, trigger earthquakes, or D, destroy the internet. My jaw was wide open. Just like, I'm gonna say, hijack TV and radio stations.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. If you control the information,
yeah,
you can control the population.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that too. Man,
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Okay, next one. What does phase 2, the big space show, mean? Oh my gosh. Is it A, giant sky projections of religious figures, B, a global satellite blackout, C, a fake Mars landing, or D, drone choreography over military installations? I'm going to say global satellite blackout.
Okay.
If this is a real thing, the other ones seem just silly.
What the name of it seems silly. Like they named phase 2 the big space show. Come on.
Hey, man, getting straight to the point.
These guys need like a PR company to help manage this.
A creative department.
Yeah. The big space show.
This is phase 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's got to be something like baby steps. I'm going to say we have seen a lot of drone choreography. That's starting to really take off. So I'm going to say that.
I'm thinking hijack TV, radio station, you get your last broadcast, and then satellite blackout, no more media. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, but this is phase 2. Like, you don't want to satellite block out that quick.
I don't know what's going on.
You still want to be able to get that information out.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Phase 3 is about making people experience what? A, sleep signal that makes everyone unconscious.
Oh.
B, a voice of God in their mind. C, a universal language through consciousness. Or D, a mass memory wipe. Ugh, I don't like that.
No.
That's like Silo, the Apple TV show.
Yeah.
Where they just like destroy all history and then they end up repeating it. But the people who's in charge have the history. They're prepared for what's happening. I'm going to say mass memory wipe. It sounds like they're trying to control and change the future and they want us to forget the past so that we don't question the present or future.
Yeah. Voice of God, no, that seems a step too far. I don't know what a sleep signal that makes everyone unconscious would do unless you're just like, we said too much, make everybody go to sleep. And then they wake up and they're like, see, it was all a dream. Like, I could see that in a comedic way. You'd start to exposit a lot of information and then they're just like, come on, fucking just hit the sleep button. Just come on, they don't need to hear this.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with mass memory wipe though, like you.
Okay.
That's a great way to control information.
Yes. Okay, last question. Phase 4 is described as A, discovery of a fake deep ocean civilization.
Okay.
B, blackmailing the world's most powerful people.
Okay.
C, a migration into underground cities.
Oh.
Or D, a staged extraterrestrial invasion.
Okay, migration into underground cities. It's happening earlier.
Hey, yeah. I'm going to say a staged extraterrestrial invasion because of the name of phase 2, the big space show.
Okay.
I mean, if this has to deal with aliens, so far, a lot of these haven't been, at least my answers haven't been alien. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Okay, I'm saying blackmailing the world's most powerful people because, again, it's information for me.
Okay, so that's it. We're going to now submit.
Oh, boy.
We're going to check our answers, view our accuracy.
Oh, well, those that Team Travis know exactly what to expect on these quizzes.
Well, I did not do well either. So who originally wrote of Project Bluebeam? I said Dr. Stephen Greer.
Yep. And it's my boy or girl, Serge Monast.
Serge Monast. No idea who that is. Well, good for you.
I'm not even going to follow up how to correctly pronounce that name. I'm sorry to the real life Serge Monast, but it's just so much funnier to say it the way I say it.
We'll have it correct next time.
Sure. I doubt that I will.
And we will say it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Or I will.
There might be some editing done on my part.
Okay, next one. Which two entities are at the helm of Project Bluebeam? I said NASA and the UN.
Oh, you got it right.
I got it right. What'd you say?
The CIA and the Vatican.
Yeah.
Those Catholics, always up to something.
Yeah.
But it's usually ghosts.
Okay, next one. What is the goal of the project? I said to prepare people of Earth for alien visitors.
Mm-hmm.
That is incorrect. What'd you say?
Same thing.
The correct answer is to usher in a new world order.
Fuck, don't like it.
So this is like Illuminati shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. Project Bluebeam is a fourfold mandate. Which of the following is not part of it? I said abolition of traditional religions.
I said destruction of national pride.
It was mandatory global cryptocurrency adoption, which I've heard the Illuminati New World Order is about one currency. So that would check out. All right. Phase 1 includes plans to, I said, hijack TV and radio stations.
I said the same thing.
It's to trigger earthquakes.
What?
No idea why or how.
Or why.
Or why. That seems a little dangerous. Next one, what does phase 2, the big space show, mean? I said a global satellite blackout.
I said drone choreography over military installations.
And it was giant sky projections of religious figures.
Why is that not drone choreography? I've seen drones do Jesus.
You right. But why? I feel like if I saw that, I'd be like, nah. Like, I feel like that's a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, phase 3 is about making people experience what? I said a mass memory wipe.
Voice of... Yeah, I said mass memory wipe too. Oh, that's wrong.
A voice of God in their mind. So this is turning out a lot more religious.
Why not the Vatican then? That's wild. The Vatican's not involved in this?
Maybe they are. Maybe just secretly.
But not according to our quiz.
We'll find out. I'm very curious about this. And then last question, phase 4 is described as, I said a staged extraterrestrial invasion.
Yeah, you got it right.
That is correct.
I said blackmailing the world's most powerful people.
So...
Boo earns. I got one right. What a letdown.
Man, this is wild. So back to that fourfold mandate, which is not part of it. That means
That means all the other things are part of it.
Yeah, I misunderstood that when I was going through. Yeah. So the dissolution of the nuclear family, destruction of national pride, and abolition of traditional religions. Those are part of it.
Part of it.
And then they're going to trigger earthquakes, have a giant sky projection of religious figures, have a voice of God in their mind, and then stage an extraterrestrial invasion. Serge Monast, you dirty dog.
Serge Monast.
So next episode, we are going to talk about Project Bluebeam. I don't like it so far.
No, this seems like one of the wilder topics we've covered on the show.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wonder if it's like a military project. Hopefully not. It sounds like a billionaire project to me.
Yeah, it does.
All right. Well, tune in for this next episode. It is going to be a ride.
Yep.
We want to thank our listeners, viewers like you.
Thank you for listening.
Listeners like you, not viewers.
Yeah. Are we the first person to say viewers like you? We should trademark that real quick before somebody else gets it.
Well, and when I was mentioning like the aliens, we should probably trademark that too.
Aliens, yeah.
Yeah.
TM.
We want to thank Jordan, our researcher, our quiz master.
Yep.
Our graphic designer, our
AI.
Our real life person AI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you, Jordan. You've made this a very fun experience and made the show awesome. I think that's all we got.
Yep. That's all I got.
All right. Well, we will chat at you next time.
Hey, bye.
Bye.